Greetings everyone, and welcome to a new episode of iPad Academy. I'm Dr. Andy Brovey, otherwise known as the Portable Prof. Today I'm going to show you where you can get free help with your iPad, that is, guides and guidebooks to the iPad that you may not have known were available. One of the first that you'll be able to get is through your iPad itself, or more specifically through Safari. So let's go ahead and start up Safari. There's a Safari icon right here. I'll tap Safari, zoom back in, and the place to look for this iPad user guide is under the bookmarks. Okay. This is your bookmark icon right here. We'll tap that just one time. And if you scroll to the very bottom of your bookmarks, now you can see that I have lots of bookmarks here, but you scroll to the very bottom of your bookmarks, you'll see at the bottom of that list, no matter how long your list is, the iPad user guide. When you tap this iPad user guide, you'll be taken to a site on the web at help.apple.com. So it's important to know that when you want to use this guide, it is inside Safari, and Safari does require the use of a network to get to the internet. So you will need to have internet access. So you'll need to have wireless internet access in order for you to get to this guide. Once there, you'll see that on the left-hand side, you've got a list of topics under the iPad user guide, and under the at a glance, you'll have subtopics for each of those topics that you find on the left. So for instance, we can tap on Overview, and we'll get an overview of the iPad itself. Back to at a glance, and we can move through a number of subtopics under that at a glance. For instance, here's one for typing and tutorials and tips about typing. You have getting started, basics, and so on, including specific sections for a number of apps that come with your iPad. So one of the first places to look for free help with your iPad, or to get a very useful iPad user guide, is on the iPad itself. Take a look under Safari, under Bookmarks, scroll to the bottom, and look for the iPad user guide. Another place that we can get help with our iPad is from manuals or guides or guidebooks. But in this case, we're not talking about printed guides or guidebooks, we're talking about electronic versions. And we find those in the iBookstore. We get to the iBookstore through the iBooks app. Here's our iBooks app right here. The iBooks app is a free app, and you can get that from the App Store. So we're going to tap the iBooks, and that takes me to my books collection inside iBooks on my iPad. Now there are two parts to the iBooks app, or the iBooks application inside your iPad. That's your local collection, which we're looking at here, and then there's a portal to the store. If we take a look here in the upper left-hand corner, we'll see the collections. That's my local collections. And then there's that portal to the iBooks store. And we need to go to the store to look for these iPad guides. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can see we come to the bookstore, and I'm now on the section of the bookstore called Top Charts. So the iBookstore has a number of sections. We're looking for the one with the blue star, Top Charts. On the left-hand side of the Top Charts, we'll see the top paid books. On the right-hand column, we'll see top free books. And coming in at position number 2, at least at the time of this recording, was the iPad User Guide for iOS 4.3. And as you can see, the iPad User Guide for iOS 4.3 is absolutely free. In order to get that iPad User Guide, that free guidebook, just tap Free. And then tap Get Book. At this point, you would need to put in your Apple password, and the book will be downloaded to your iBooks collection in your iPad. You can find additional free books and guides to the iPad. For instance, at number 5, here's Macworld Editor's iPad Starter Guide. So, visit the iBook store using the iBooks app. Look in the top charts and look in the right-hand column where it says Top Free Books. And under Top Free Books, you'll find a number of free guides to the iPad. If you'd like to see an even longer list of books, you can scroll down and look for the Show More item, which will give you access to an even longer list of books in both columns. Thanks for joining me on this episode of iPad Academy. I'm Andy Brovey, the Portable Prof, and you can find more iPad tips online at iPadacademy.com.